Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jenn Trepeck, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week, we're talking about NEAP Foods protein gel. Shout out to Dawn, who is on my podcast post-production team. She emailed this one to me and said, I saw a video about these protein gel packs and thought they sounded interesting. I haven't tried them yet, but figured I'd share. Well, thank you, Dawn. By the way, if you have an idea for a nutrition nugget or even a question, submit it on social media at Jenn Trepeck, JENNTREPECK, or Instagram. You can also message at Salad with a Side of Fries pod, or go to the website, asaladwithasideoffries.com, and that contact form, you can submit it there. So anyway, Dawn, we are thrilled that you submitted this one. I haven't tried them either. And my first thought when you said protein gel, and it kind of reminded me of goo that runners eat for intra workout fuel. Now, the goo in those gels are usually carbs versus protein, and this one is apparently protein, so I'm curious. And as usual, I'm going to start with their website. So they say the first protein gel ever made, 20 grams of protein, as easy as a squeeze. The easiest way to get more protein without compromising on nutrition or convenience. Then they tout lightweight, portable, FDA food label, functional, shelf stable. So all function, no filler ingredients, they say. 20 grams of protein, 80 calories, 1 gram of carbs, 0 grams of sugar, 0 grams of fat, 0 allergens, 100% of the calories from protein. So it's interesting to me. We'll have to read the ingredients and all the nutrition facts to see, how they're getting to all this. But on their website, they compare themselves to other protein supplements. And frankly, how they differentiate themselves, it goes back to this idea of no fillers, no sugar, better absorption. And I'm still curious to see more about the company. We'll get to the food label in a second, but I went to their About page. So this NEAP Foods was founded by a woman named Sandra. And sure enough, I was right. She was a runner, and she changed her workouts from running to more strength training. And so then she was looking for more protein. And she says in there that she felt like she had to compromise with all the options. And I'm just going to quote her here. She said, shakes were chalky and gross. Bars were dense and heavy. Powders were inconvenient and messy. Nothing made me feel good. And none of it fit into my life. So she took from her running days the energy gels that were light, quick, and easy. And that is where NEAP was born. So she says it's the first protein gel of its kind, designed to be eaten on the go anytime, no mixing, no extra calories, no mess. Now, she says it's the first of its kind. Full disclosure, I used to have a collagen gel, basically. So I've had it before. The one that I liked was discontinued. So maybe it's the first one or the only one still available, but I've had one. I have no idea which one came out first. But anyway, let's see for ourselves. Let's go to the label. So the flavor options are strawberry, peach, mango, and watermelon. And then they have a variety pack. Personally, I think I'm probably most likely to try the peach. So we'll look at that one. By the way, tear and enjoy straight from the pouch or mix into your favorite drinks and snacks. Store in a cool, dry place, best at room temperature or chilled. So I am hoping that this is like the collagen that I used to have. So like I said, it was a collagen gel. It had a berry-ish flavor, and I would add it to my trim tea, which is a functional tea. And I would add the collagen gel to it that had this berry flavor. And it sort of became like this flavored iced tea, but way better for you than Snapple. But it kind of had that flavor thing. So I am very hopeful here. Okay, the label. Serving size, 1 pouch, 80 calories, 0 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, which says 0 grams of fiber, 0 grams of sugar, and then 20 grams of protein. Micronutrients are just 7 milligrams of calcium. So far, we're seeing what they said we would. Now let's look at the ingredients. So it's bovine collagen, water, citric acid, natural flavors, L-tryptophan, L-methionine, monk fruit extract, and Stevia extract. So I wonder if it's hydrolyzed collagen. There are some ingredients in here that may be deal breakers for some people, specifically the natural flavors, the citric acid, and the Stevia. In my personal, humble opinion on all of these, I think it's about volume and how much we're getting on the whole of all of the things that we're eating most of the time. So think about how often are these included in the ingredients of the stuff that you're getting most of the time, and then you can pick and choose. I like that the sweeteners are at the end of the list. The L-tryptophan and the L-methionine are both amino acids. So we often hear about L-tryptophan with turkey at Thanksgiving, the L-tryptophan making you sleepy, but it can support mood because, so geek out with me for a second. L-tryptophan is converted into 5-hydroxytryptophan, which is then converted or can then be converted into serotonin. And then L-methionine can function kind of like an antioxidant in the body. It can also support tissue repair. Now, we really don't know how much of either of these are in this product. And frankly, given the benefits that she touts, I'm not sure there's much of them because she doesn't really talk about their benefits, at least that I could find. As I think about some of the things that I often look for, like the L-methionine could be functioning like an antioxidant to help with absorption. Like often I see vitamin C and antioxidants with collagen so that it helps with absorption and utilization. So maybe that's why the L-methionine is in there. I just wish, I don't know, maybe there's not even enough of it for her to tout those benefits, but it's interesting. I think all in, I'm okay with these ingredients on balance with the rest of the things that we have in the majority of our days and our lives. I think the caveat to that is, it's collagen. And while collagen is the most abundant protein in the body, I'm not totally sure that collagen is really the best source for building muscle. So that's why we often turn to whey for those uses. And then if we compare this then to other collagen options, this one to me has more protein than many others. Like one that I use has 9 grams of protein per serving. And then the NEAP Foods protein gel has 20. I wish they told us the type of collagen, like type 1, type 3. I'm guessing that's probably what it is, but I don't really know for sure. And then, the one that I have has fewer additives, but also certainly not the flavor and sort of a different function. Like the one that I have is a powder that I mix with other protein or other drinks to beef them up. I also respect in the FAQ, she says very clearly it is not a meal replacement. I respect that. And also in the FAQ, she mentions that this could be a pre or post workout anytime you need extra protein without a sugar spike or kind of bulk in your system. So I think I'd try this one. I'm curious if you've tried it. I'm curious to taste it. And frankly, if it means that I can have my flavored functional iced tea again, I am very excited about it. So thank you again to Dawn for sending this one in. There you have it, friends. NEAP Foods Protein Gels. Well, as always, everybody, I'm Jenn Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram or all social media. I am at Jenn Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. Website is asaladwithasideofries.com. Pick your platform, send a message, send your takeaways, your ideas, your questions. Hearing from you is the highlight of my day. And Dr. Sherry Price, thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Jenn. Love you.
Love you. And friends, if you're not already, become a member of the Happy Healthy Hub. You'll go to asaladwithasideofries.com/membership. This shows your support for this podcast, this community. Most importantly, it supports your health. On top of this week's episode in full video with behind the scenes pieces, your 24/7 Ask Me Anything, our community chat, and all the things, you will get this week's recipe for the cauliflower popcorn, plus 10% off my next group coaching cohort that begins early February. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform, share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it and you are worth it. Happy healthy.